No, you're going to be a good girl, aren't you? This is Macy Gray, and this is Jodie Robinson, and I'm Janet Brenton. We're from Wright and Morton in Congleton, and Macy's come in today to be spayed. Haven't you, Macy? So you're going to just be a good girl and sit still for 2 minutes. And we'll give you a bit of a haircut. You just look at the camera, Macy. You look at the camera, Poppet. On a good day, it takes about 10 minutes. With a less than cooperative patient, it can take 10 minutes to get them asleep. No, Macy, be still. Come on. And we remove the uterus and the ovaries so they don't come in season and they can't get pregnant. No, be still. Macy. Good girl. Okay. Good girl. You go off to sleep, Poppet. That's Macy asleep. Let's just strap that in case we need a vein for anything later. We'll need to give her any more. Macy's just over a year old so far as we know. She had a litter of kittens 12 weeks ago. That's a local anaesthetic. This particular cat was taken on as a stray, and she was pregnant when they got her. Turn you over, Poppet. There we go. That's it. Good girl. There. We tend not to need masks because the bugs that we carry aren't the same bugs as affect cats and dogs as much as affect people. And because, particularly here at a branch surgery, the infective load of the theatre isn't anywhere near as high as it would be in a human theatre that's being used 12 hours a day, and we're probably using this maximum of 3 or 4 hours of the day.
That's its heart I'm feeling there. You can feel a pulse under its tongue. It's a little bit more difficult with cats because their tongue's so small. Don't think you'll be able to see anything there.
Okay. Through the skin. A bit of a fat layer. Then through the abdominal wall muscles, which there are several layers. The uterus should just be lying here. I haven't quite got it through there, like that. Layers. Because she's had kittens, it's all a bit bigger and baggier than it might be. She had 5 kittens 12 weeks ago. So it's a good enough reason for spaying her. The kidney is just under the skin there. There's lots of loops of bowel that you don't want to damage. Bladder's not far away, Just tying off the first ovaries so that it doesn't bleed before I cut it. But I mean, it's an operation that we do every day of our career nearly. So it's one of the things that I suppose you get almost slightly blasé about. It's very routine as vets. Although to the cat and to the owner it's very important. It's obviously important, but it's quite traumatic for the owners sometimes too. It's quite alarming really to think that she's just about a year old. She's had 5 kittens already, so if next year and 3 of those are female, if next year all those 4 females have 5 kittens each or 6 kittens each and half of those are female, that's 20 kittens, of which 10 are going to be female. So the next year there are 14 having 70 kittens, which is, my maths gives up at that point. Just tying the last stitch now. My flat skin. Okay.
So you just need to wait for it to wake up a little bit more before we remove the tube and the intravenous catheter.
Actually, you've got it. Yeah.
She wasn't doing that before, so she's obviously starting to wake up.
We leave the tube in until they can either cough or gag, so that if they do vomit, they don't inhale it.
In the ideal world, you want the neck to be stretched out so that they can breathe properly. Often they get all into a ball as they're waking up and it's difficult, they'll start moving. And she'll be picked up by her parents in about 3 hours later. Yeah. Go to Adam.